It's a huge advantage.
But anyway, I guess So what happened was
Are you fucking nervous to tell this story to a live audience?
No, I started to say it and then I thought,
oh, okay, because it was kind of endearing, but now it's ruined.
No, I mememed for a second. And
I'm back
on it. That's all.
Oh wow, I can do this.
No, so it was also like the most ridiculous intense trip because we first flew to Toronto to go see my girlfriend's family, and then it extended the whole thing. So it was like Toronto. It was flight 1, and then from Toronto became flights 2 and 3 were to the South Island.
There's a third.
The South Tip Island of New Zealand. So Dunedin was the area. Rented a car, drove over to Queenstown, and then just kind of drifted on the West Coast. And the all of the crazy beautiful things you see anytime someone talks about how ridiculous New Zealand is, it's 90% South Island, right? It's really kind of nuts where it's everyone lives up in the North Island, and the North Island is where the big populated cities are, and the places that look like here, you know? And the South Island is all just sheep and farms and nothing.
Well, the reason why it looks so pretty is because it's untouched.
It's untouched, exactly. And it's the place with the most hyper-protected land, Don't
fuck with this. We need to film movies.
Reservations and shit. Yeah, pretty much.
They fucking sometimes film Japan in New Zealand. It's Last Samurai wasn't filmed in Japan. It was filmed in New Zealand because it's similar topography a little bit, especially in the forest or something.
It's kind of interesting though in the sense that when you hit the road for so much of it, it feels like Canada a lot of the time.
Yeah, I can see that.
If Canada had less trees. It feels like if you could get all those dumb forests out of the way, you'd see some really cool mountainous shit
out of the way.
Yeah.
Well,
some dope shit.
If you went far enough west, you'd see that cool mountain shit.
Yeah, the Rockies.
But you got to drive through all the shitty parts of the country to get there.
And there's so many the Southland is overwhelming in terms of just fuck, pull over the car.
Look at
gotta
that. Gotta
go look
mountain.
at that. Yeah, and it just doesn't stop. And it was an insane, obviously, the most, without hyperbole, the most beautiful place I've ever seen. It's out of control. And, and so, as you were going along, and I had a couple spots planned where I was like, hey, maybe this would be a good place to do something, nice. And, I was checking the weather, and I was checking the tides, and making sure.
Tides?
Yeah, because some of the
gotta
places
have that lunar luck.
Some of the places I was picking out involved checking to see if the water was.
Oh, because that's not very romantic when you're like, hey, and then the tide just sweeps all your shit away.
Yeah, well, in particular, because there's again at least 2 spots that involved water, and I'm like, let me make sure that looks good because I looked up to check out certain times of the year. That nice romantic sort of looking lake is just mud.
It's a bog.
And you're like, oh no, that's that guy on the stilts from fucking Mad Max in the background. So that's no good. We can't use that. So no, I just checked all that info and in the end it was hilarious because all of that just went out the fucking window because we drove by a field. And I was like, "Oh, that's where the boss fought Snake.
Yeah, it's right there.
That's where Moonlit Wilderness happened. Mm-hmm. That's your intro to Xenoblade. That's your perfect and Windows desktop endless Vista moment." And
yeah, it's when you boot up boot up Windows now.
Check the calendar. Make sure there's not a full moon.
Yeah, no, and it's just that's an impossibly blue sky and impossibly green grass, and it's just well. I guess we're just pulling over here for a while, and so that's the pictures that I put.
Does that give you a feeling in your chest oh, this is the perfect spot? That means it's now.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. You start to get that the lock, the lock clicks in on your. All right, here we go. And what was funny too is fast forwarding a little bit at MagFest, ran into Eyepatch Wolf.
Yes,
good man, best boy, and he actually proposed to his girlfriend on Christmas as well. Super cool. And it was, and what was dope is so we kind of related and talked about that. And he was like, did you have that moment where it was kind of You go for it, and you're like, I'm pretty sure this is gonna go down, and it's gonna be awesome. But wouldn't it be fucked up if she was just like, nah?
No.
and you're like, oh, yeah.
Eye Patch Wolf and his girlfriend have been dating for a decade plus. Like, that is as locked in as it's going to get.
But how fucked up would it be, though? Oh, man, that'd be
fucked up.
You know? So, yeah, anyway.
I had huge doubts mine would go down well. I looked down at myself, and I don't have a shirt on. I'm like, no one wants to marry this. What am I doing here?
Oh.
Almost took a cab back home. Anyway,
on the spot.
From Cuba. Anyway.
No, but yeah, and whatever. I don't know. Like, so, pulled up and put up camera to take shots and whatnot. Because I was filming stuff anyway.
Oh, cool. Good. I was going to ask.
Yeah, I filmed a bunch of shit anyway.
Hey, Woolie, you're spending a shit ton of time making the perfect shot with that tripod and those lights.
Well, we got to do our Christmas card, right? Ha. Stand right there.
It's not even a bad excuse.
Pose for the Christmas card we're going to do. And then went back to the car and I got out the props and accessories and bits. And then whatever, So, yeah, that was cool. And just anyway, making our way further up is where
I don't want to be rude, but for those at home, you didn't actually say at any point what you're actually talking about.
Yeah. Whatever, fuck that shit. Don't worry about
He's embarrassed.
Your chemicals are making you embarrassed.
Yeah, right. Yes, the meme everyone's waiting for, the fucking stew. So is that back just because you guys have been bringing it back?
It's been back for a while and then it's dead.
For what reasons? I don't.
It came back somewhere.
Okay,
but it's stopped.
I think it came back once because in Bully we went to chemistry class. I think that's literally it.
Oh, that's okay. Fair enough.
It was a spurt. It was a spurt.
That makes sense. Okay. Because I'm pretty sure I addressed that. I thought that,
but memes.
It's super cool.
Memes
that chemicals make things happen.
Die.
I know they can't, no matter what.
As we saw at MagFest, memes are forever.
Memes are forever. You memed well, meme strong, friends.
Oh, that.
See, the problem is that chemicals, while cool, aren't romantic. And people's brains are usually chemicals are cool and romance is cool too, and maybe they can't exist in the same time.
What if you just shoot up with good chemicals?
I mean, I don't know what.
I'm just theorizing.
Yeah, I get that, and I'm like, not to crack the joke in half. It's just that the context is that I think it's super awesome that that's the case.
Anyway, let's not dwell on memes.
Let's not dwell because don't let your memes be dreams.
We've got other memes to go to.
We have many, so many. What was even? Oh yeah, not saying anything.
You went to the north.
It.
You went to the north.
Yeah. So I proposed and
she said no. Anyway,
yeah.
Fucking rejected. Game over.
Fucking this is the last podcast ever. The suicide will be live.
Oh God! Please tell me in the video you recorded a fake take where she says no, and you just go and then it just game over.
Game over. Yep. And then she jumps away in the fucking Odyssey and leaves me behind.
Yeah.
No. So no, that it was literally the most perfect setup spot moment thing, everything. And
thanks for raising the bar, jackass.
Yeah, well, but I'm I kind of didn't expect that level of flawlessness of the moment type of thing. So I'm just whatever. I'm just gonna roll with it.
Matt goes to Cuba and does it on this beautiful beach. Great.
On her birthday.
On the birthday, right? Okay, that's good. That's within the human realm, right? Oh, okay, idyllic postcard, Lord of the Rings with the hobbits and shit, and the album and all that crap. Oh,
on Christmas Day.
On Christmas. Fuck. Who gives a shit?
It was actually on Christmas Day.
It was, yeah.
Jesus. All right. Fuck.